Hey, what's going on, guys? The Horror Man back on the 31 Days of Halloween. The 31 Days of Halloween is an annual tradition on my channel. But this year, to switch things up, I'm covering 31 Days of Halloween sequels. More specifically, they will be sequels set on or around Halloween to films that have nothing to do with Halloween. Now, obviously, that doesn't mean all 31 videos this month will be Halloween sequel reviews. That's not how I do the 31 days. But that does mean on each day I do upload a 31 days video, the movies I discuss will be Halloween sequels. Halloween sequels is just this year's theme. For example, a Night of the Demons sequel would not qualify, since the original Night of the Demons is also a Halloween movie. Of course, another example of something you won't see is a sequel to John Carpenter's Halloween, because the first film is also Halloween. I'm only discussing Halloween sequels to non-Halloween horror movies. These videos will not be traditional in-depth reviews either. I'll maybe give a brief synopsis, share some thoughts, and explain the Halloween connection. And I've elected to stick with major franchises only, or at least sequels to well-known horror movies. And finally, I know there are other Halloween sequels to non-Halloween horror movies I've left out, but there are only so many days. So, I had to narrow it down. Today's pick for the 31 Days of Halloween sequels is Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning. Released in 1985, this is obviously the fifth film in the Friday the 13th franchise. If someone says Halloween, you think of a slasher franchise featuring Michael Myers, not Jason Voorhees. Technically, Jason's not really in this one either. Now, I normally don't like to review the same movies more than once during the 31 days. And I did already cover this one a couple of years ago. But with Friday the 13th being such a major horror franchise, I felt I needed to feature it again. Especially since this is such a unique case of being a Halloween sequel. While no one in the movie actually states that it is Halloween, and it doesn't have much of a Halloween atmosphere, Friday the 13th Part 5 is in fact a Halloween sequel. That's why I reviewed it during the 31 days in the past, and that's why I'm discussing it again now. A New Beginning was actually filmed on and around Halloween. In fact, and I pointed this out in my past review, there are even pumpkins in certain scenes to confirm it. So while this may not be a traditional Halloween film, it's a genuine Halloween film. I'm not so sure any of the other films I'm covering this month were actually filmed on Halloween like this one. Friday the 13th Part 5 is legitimately a Halloween sequel. Of course, we know the original Friday the 13th is set during the summer, as are the following three after that. Part 5, however, is set in the fall, around Halloween, filmed on Halloween. Tommy is all grown up, living in a house for troubled teens, and everyone around him begins getting killed off one by one. Has Jason returned? Or is it someone else behind the hockey mask? Chances are you know the answer. Despite some considering this one of the black sheep of the Friday the 13th franchise, it's one of my personal favorites. In fact, in my Friday the 13th ranking, I believe I have this at number 2. It's an awesome 80s slasher and an awesome Halloween sequel. What are your thoughts on Friday the 13th Part 5, A New Beginning? Comment below and let me know. Which Halloween sequel will I discuss next during the 31 days? Check back soon to find out. Until then, remember, physical media matters. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit that thumbs up and be kind. Subscribe.